Hi, I'm EJ and I'm a mindfulness coordinator for Yado. And I'm joined here with Vibha, who is a mindfulness teacher. And I'm going to ask her some questions about meditation and mindfulness. So, hi, Vibha.
Hi.
The first question is, what is mindfulness?
Good question. So, mindfulness is present moment awareness without judgment on purpose. So, it's a form of training that we can give ourselves with the view to enjoying and having a richer experience of our lives.
And why would mindful meditation help me?
Mindfulness meditation practice has been going on for thousands of years. So, firstly, we have that sort of historical guide that there is some value. And now there's lots of scientific research as well to show that there are innumerable physical benefits, benefits with health issues, benefits for pain management and for stress as well. And beneath that, there's also an element of when we practice mindfulness, we also learn to be more compassionate, both towards ourselves and towards others. So it has far-reaching effects as well as very personal effects, potentially.
Yeah. And how could it help you in just daily life, more with basic things?
Yeah, so maybe you have an experience of this where we might be, say, eating a meal, but actually the food's gone before we've really even tasted it and we were even looking forward to it. But the mind has been elsewhere. We've been planning what we're doing next or going over a conversation that we had earlier that didn't go in the way that we wanted it to go. So that's just an example of how we're not necessarily as present to our everyday moment by moment existence. And so really what we're doing is training ourselves to bring awareness to what we want to bring it to rather than where our mind will habitually go. And there are good reasons why our minds travel off all into various directions. But in doing that, we're either often living in the past or living in the future, but not actually in the life that we have right now. So it can help sleep, it can help enjoyment, it can help our relationships, our interactions with others. It can help us identify things that might be going on for us that we might not be aware of immediately.
Yeah, thank you for that. And how do I know that mindfulness is right for me?
So mindfulness really is right for everyone most of the time. There are a few situations in life where it may not be the thing that one would want to do, because as I was saying earlier, it can help us get in touch with deeper things that are going on for us. So for example, if you're going through a difficult time, maybe a loss of some kind, it may not be that you want to be immersing yourself into the whole range of deep emotions that you have.
And what could someone expect from attending a drop-in session?
So our drop-in sessions at Yado are for an hour, which can sound like a long time. They go surprisingly fast sometimes. They feel like they can go very quickly. So you'd be invited to come along. You don't have to have your video on. So there's no obligation at all to be seen or to speak. You can just come and listen in. We'll usually start with just some guidelines of how to look after yourself in the session. And then often we'll do a little bit of mindful movement. So just moving the body with awareness. So it's not exercise, and it's also not like yoga or anything like that where you have to achieve a pose or get anywhere. In fact, it's not about the getting anywhere. It's about feeling the process, the journey of the movement. And then we will have a sitting or lying down practice, which actually can be done standing up as well. So it's just about finding a comfortable place. And I will guide and give instructions for about probably half an hour. And oftentimes there'll be a reading of some kind, a poem or a story or maybe even a parable of some kind. And ideally, I leave a little bit of time at the end for people to share anything that's happened in the session that they've experienced, if they'd like to. No obligation to share. But actually, we find that sometimes, almost always, it's incredible to hear other people's experiences. And also, there's no obligation to have a great experience. Mindfulness actually isn't about having relaxation or a deep spiritual experience. It's really about being here with what is here for us. So we might be having a really tough time, or we might have a painful knee. And it's about acknowledging what's going on in the here and now and being with that rather than pushing that away or trying to have a good experience of some kind.
Yeah, and it definitely feels like, from attending myself, that there isn't that you kind of let go of that judgment of what you need to do in that session or how you want it to go, and it's just the showing up that feels really nice and important for yourself, and creating that time. And yeah, I think that's really valuable and another lesson to take into other things as well.
That's exactly it. The fact that you've shown up, you've succeeded. There's no failure with it at all. You can't fail at it.
Yeah. And if someone wanted to learn more, how could they do that?
Great question. So there are lots of resources online, lots of books available now, and courses led by teachers such as myself. Usually they're run over 8 weeks in order to support the development of a mindfulness meditation practice with support. So that if you're having a go and things don't make sense, or you're wondering if you're doing things correctly, that you've got a teacher there to support you all the way for 8 weeks and work out what suits you, what you like at this time in your life, which can be consistent for us, and it can change as well.
Great. Thank you so much for asking those frequently asked questions. And yeah, I hope you watching this, you got more of an insight into what's involved in mindfulness and meditation, and specifically the drop-in sessions as well. So yeah, thank you for watching.
Thank you, EJ.
Thanks for joining me.
Bye.